I always get to the synagogue early because I do auxiliary security. We have 2 paid security guards. We have a volunteer security. The 2 security guards are on the outside. We have one on the perimeter of the door on the inside. And Alan Levy and I always stand at the top of the stairs, and do security from there. And I was alerted by the auxiliary security, came up to us and said there's a very suspicious guy. And I asked him what he was doing, and he said he was looking for the White House pub. And he told him, and just then we saw him going down by the side of the shul, and I ran down the side of the shul, inside the grounds, and I saw him stood at the bottom, looking into the synagogue, and I confronted him. I asked him what he was doing, and he told me he was looking for his car, and I said, "What kind of car is it?" And he said it was a Renault. And just then Bernard, the paid security guard, came up and told him he had to go. And I said, "You can't stay here." And I went back to the front of the shul, and I told Alan what I'd seen, and I said to him, "He's up to no good." He told one person he's looking for the White House. He spoke to me and told me that he's looking for his car, and I knew that he was up to no good. And then he came back on foot, and he stopped in front of us, and Alan Levy approached him and said, "Well, you cannot stay here. This is a synagogue and we're praying." And then he looked at me and said, "What are you looking at?" And I said, "I don't know." And he said, "You're very brave inside the fence." And he walked away. So I stood talking to Alan and Andrew. And I said, "I'm going back up to the top of the stairs." And as I just got to the top of the stairs, and Alan was behind me, I heard this almighty bang. And I turned around and saw the car smashed into the wall of the gate. And I ran into the shul. Alan ran behind me and managed to lock the door. I ran straight into the office and dialed 999 and got the police. And I was screaming at them, "We're under attack, we're under attack." And I could hear him banging on the doors, trying to get in, threatening to kill everyone.
So could you see what he was doing at this time?
Well, I was on the phone in the office. And when I finished the call, I came out, and I could see him banging on the door with a big knife in his hand.
And what was going through your mind at that time?
Nothing. I was terrified, really. And I just helped secure the door. I ran and got chairs to put up against the door.
So yeah, tell me a bit more about that as you were trying to barricade the doors to stop him from coming in. What was happening? And
well, he was there, and then he was moving to try the other doors, but fortunately they were all locked and they were all very strong. And he was trying to push the doors to get in, and the doors opened outwards, so he wasn't getting in.
So were you there at the door where the 2 people were unfortunately shot?
Yes.
Tell me what happened.
Well, the police had already started shooting at him, and he'd gone down, and I looked through, there was a little square window, and I saw him get up again. I think I screamed, "He's getting up again," and then the police shot him again, and he got up again, and the police shot him, and I didn't hear, and then I stood back, and we could hear a shot. And Johnny, who I was standing a couple of feet away from, dropped down to the ground. And I thought he was just dropped down to the ground, and we should all drop down to the ground. But then he said, I've been hit. And I didn't see, and the bullet had come through him and gone into Mr. Dolby.
So did you see what happened to Adrian at the time then?
I didn't see what happened to Adrian. He was in the corner, holding the door. They were heroes.
So at the time, they were sort of at the front. Yoni and Andrew and Adrian were sort of at the front near the door, and you were a little further back. Where was everyone at the time?
Well, there was about 9 or 10 of us trying to hold the doors, and that's we'd let, some people were still in the synagogue. We told them just to stay there.
And what was going through your mind at that time when you saw, you were trying to stop him from coming in, and then 2 people that were
I thought
were
we're all
hit?
going to die for a minute. It was terrifying.
And then what happened after? I mean, when did you realise that Yoni and Adrian had been really seriously hurt?
Well, I knew right away because when Yoni went down, as I say, I thought he just dropped around. He said he'd been hit, and I took my jacket off and I cradled his head. But I just got my jacket back now. Yes, it was very, very scary.
And what about Adrian? When did you realise that?
It was a while before I realised that Adrian had been hit. There was only because there was a bullet hole in the door where the bullet had come through. Just one.
So you think it was the same bullet that hit?
Yeah, I think it went through Yoni and hit Adrian.
I mean, that must have been horrible. Are you friends with them both? Do you know them well?
Yes, I know them well. Yeah.
How
Regular
is-
school members. Yeah.
How is Yoni doing at the moment?
As far as I know, he's doing okay. He's doing okay. Andrew who got stabbed. I think he's doing okay as well.
Have you managed to speak to either of them?
No, not yet. No.
Have you talked to Adrian's family at all? Do you know how they are?
No, but I'm going to the funeral shortly, so we'll speak to them now.
I mean, how are all of you feeling as members of the Shawl at the moment after something so horrendous happening?
I don't know. You'd have to ask them. I can only speak for myself.
How are you doing?
I'm all right until someone says, "How are you doing?" But yeah, I'll get over it. Please. I hope.